Welcome to From the Roots Up, where we talk about all things Hickory FC. We've got a lot to talk about, including the first big win this past Saturday. Before we get into that, though, I think we need to talk. There's a few things I would like to talk about. One of those being last season, what happened. Now, we all know we won the Southeastern Conference Cup, but I think a very important note in that is we beat App on their pitch. Now we lost, if we remember, we lost 3 times to App last year. Both, I think one at home, maybe two at home, and once up there. But when it counted, we beat them on their ground. That was with, I think it was, Big John started the scoring. Then it was Yvonne scored off of a deflection or a rebound off of a penalty that made it 2-0. And then Bjarna scored a worldie of worldies to ice it and make it 3-0 to bring the cup to Hickory, which I think was great. And then, of course, playing Columbus, when they came to Hickory, you could kind of tell, that's when we lost. You could tell that the boys were tired. It was a weird night. I remember commenting to a buddy of mine saying, man, the crowd seems off. It doesn't seem so hype. You could tell the guys were tired. I think we had lost Yvonne and Tom on the back line. So it was kind of an interesting night, and but that's where the season ended last year. But we did bring a cup home, which I would be willing to bet, I don't know, anything that last season surpassed everybody's expectations, probably fans, owners, staff, players alike. Probably surpassed everybody's expectations. But it's a good starting point for this season where we can jump from that and, have a springboard, so to speak, for coming into this season. Now, I want to mention also Innovative Inc. because this past Saturday, they blew it out of the water with the merchandise they had: shirts, scarves, hats. They had so much new stuff that I love when they have new items. Love it. And I'm a collector by nature, so it's a love hate kind of thing. I love when they have new stuff, but I'm just like, here, take my wallet and just do what you will with it because I have to have everything. Maybe that's the super fan in me. Maybe that's the collector. I don't know, but I have to have everything. And the shirts were great. The new design shirts, the new kit. If you haven't seen it, go take a look at that. The home shirt being black, the away kit being red, and then just the new design shirts were really cool. One of the things I'm really appreciative of, and I think is a great design change or design choice, was the scarf for this year, the 25 scarf. If you remember, if you got one last year, it was a heavy cloth, which they're great. I loved it. Great color, heavy. I mean, it felt substantial. But if you wore it over the summer, it was super hot, and you would just you probably couldn't wear it because it was so hot. Your neck would start sweating. It'd just be kind of miserable. So whoever decided to design it with this lightweight, breathable material, great. That's an awesome choice. It's just a good idea. And when I first got this one for the 25 year, that was kind of the first thing that came to my mind was, man, whoever did this did a great job, great choice in the material. Plus, they look really cool. This one's all black. They had a new one that was, I think it was black, red, and yellow, which was really cool. Which, of course, I'm going to have to get that one too. Um, and I think as far as either they're growing, Innovative Inc.'s growing in the designs that they've got, they're offering, but there's also a lot of growth in the club, which is really awesome. I don't know if if you follow them on Facebook, the team Hickory FC. If you follow them on Facebook, you'll notice over the last, I don't know, month or so, every single day they've been posting either one new sponsor, multiple new sponsors, people coming back to sponsor. So there's so many different companies here in the area that's getting involved with Hickory FC, which I think not only speaks to, I guess, the relationships that the owners have with bringing people in, but it's also how important this club, I guess, has shown to be over last season and going into this season. That, I mean, you think about it. Last year, I think the most people we had were close to 5,000 people at a game, which is, I don't know how that ranks in the ranks of, across the country, but I would say for a first year club, getting close to 5,000 people at a game is pretty spectacular. So it's really cool seeing sponsors coming back, new sponsors coming in, and I think that'll be a benefit in the future, helping grow the club, to where we'll attract more players, better players, so forth. Um, Speaking on the players and the new players and guys coming back, they did share, it might have been a month and a half, 2 months ago now. We had, I think, 4 or 5 guys coming back. See if I can remember them all. There's Diego, John. I'm not going to be able to tell you now. I forgot. Roger. And a couple other guys decided to come back. Tomas came back. I can't remember if there was another one. But anyway, so we had some guys, experienced guys coming back. We got a lot of new players coming in, which is exciting. From what I heard, there were players from all over the world that had a desire to come to Hickory after they saw the success from last year, which is really cool. So we'll see how after the first game, it's very exciting to see maybe what the season has in store for us, and we'll talk about that game here in just a second. But it's very exciting, kind of looking into the future a little bit based off of the first game. Speaking of the first game, even though it was a friendly, which doesn't have any direct effect on the season, we don't get points. 3 points for a win, we don't get that. But it was a good kind of test scrimmage to see where the team is at, and I was absolutely blown away. So I was kind of nervous about Yvonne and Tom leaving on the back line, because if we remember against Columbus, the back line was kind of exposed because it was kind of makeshift back line. So I was kind of worried that, oh man, we're going to be in trouble. And even looking at Mint Hill, I made a comment to my buddy Will that, man, they are tall. The goalie was, 6 feet 6'6". I don't know what he was, but tall. And their entire team, probably the average height was they were taller than ours. That kind of worried me a little bit until the game started, and then I was blown away with the speed that we got this year. Everybody is fast. Everybody was fast to the ball, loose balls. Everybody was good on the ball. Passes were crisp. It was just like, man, we might have something this year. There's the whole team played really well. Was very exciting. There are like a handful of players that I do want to talk about though, and the first one being Jasper, the goalkeeper. I can't remember. I don't think he had really a whole. Don't think he had a lot of situations where he was needed, but when he was needed. He did come up big for us. I think made some stops, some good stops. The next one, and he's number 1. Sorry, number 15, Antonio Pineda. He left midfielder. He scored our first goal with Harry Rowe on assist, which we're going to talk about Harry because that was surprising, and he, man, I tell you what, it was phenomenal. And then number 3, so John, I talked about Yvonne leaving and Tom leaving on the back line, and this is another one that really surprised me was Jonas Straub. Dude was quick. He's tall. Scored 2 goals. One was a deflection off of a defender. The other was another assist by Harry Rowe on the corner, a corner kick. But dude was fast, good on the ball, like blew my mind. I can't say that enough, and I know that's a cliche, but absolutely blew my mind with how good he was. Then Ignacio Guanch, right midfielder. He scored the third goal, which was a deflection off of the keeper. 77, Jaheim Smith, another right midfielder. He came on in the second half. He scored our fifth goal, which was loose in the box. And then our sixth goal, scored six, was Big John in the middle. He came on in the second half also. And that was a Steven Stone assist, I believe. I was trying to watch the goal on Facebook, and pretty sure that was a Steven Stone assist. So that was really good. What was funny was, I think when they were up 3-1, or they were up 3-0, and Mint Hill scored one, and I think it was number 3 on their team, shushed the crowd, like you're down 3-1. So we showed them in the second half, if you shush the crowd, we're gonna come back and score 3 goals on you, not unanswered. So we ended up winning 6-1, which was really cool. A few other players that I want to make note of. 23. I mean, he was here last year. He was amazing as the right back last year. Is Roger Sanguinetti. Phenomenal on the back line. Phenomenal defender. I think he had the captain's armband this week. It might be all year. I'm not sure, but man, anchor of the back line Saturday. So I'm really excited to see how that translates through the rest of the year. Also on the back line was Maxime Wester, which was here last year also, and I think he left kind of like midways through the season last year, so we really didn't get a good chance to see him, but I'm telling you, everybody was great. He was fast, good on the ball, passes were great. I mean, the football IQ of all these guys too is just off the charts, I think. I mean, everybody played the right pass, I think, and just, man, it was amazing to watch. Now here's where we talk about Harry, number 25, Harry Rowe. He's a left back, and I don't know how Hickory was lucky enough to get this dude from. I think he's from Wales, but dude played out of his mind. Fast, super quick, good passing. I think I mentioned that he assisted 2 goals, so I think he's taking the corners. I mean, everything about him was great. It was amazing to see, and then really kind of cemented that, even without Yvonne and Tom back there, I think we're in good hands with him, with Harry, with Jonah and Roger and Maxime back there, and whoever else feels, subs them in and out. Like, we're in good hands on the back line. And then, I mean, moving up into the midfield with Alvaro Sanchez, dude absolutely ran the game. And it was, Diego didn't play at all. We lost, I think, Camilo was his name last year. Lost him. But so, the midfield too was kind of worrying about how the midfield's going to go, who's going to replace those guys. But, man, Alvaro absolutely smoked it. Great on the ball. I mean, I don't want to make any claims, I mean, Messi's Messi's Messi, but Alvaro looked amazing the other night. Great passing, like I said, good on the ball. Just a very good, like, boss of the midfield, so to speak. And then my man Steven Stone came in. I think he was subbed on in the second half. Me and my wife are fortunate enough to be able to do his goodie bags for every home game. So I'll take credit with his for his play with the goodie bag that we gave him for the game. So that's really cool to see. I think he came on and, like I said, I think he assisted for Big John's goal in the second half, if I'm not mistaken. So he did great. And then I can't forget, we've got one of our own playing for the team in Jorge Jimenez, and he didn't score, but I think his presence helped score, the first 3 goals in the first half. Tall, quick, phenomenal on the ball, can jump. I mean, I don't know what his vertical is, but it's insane. So it's like you can just kick the ball up and have him go get it, and he'll go get it. Same with John. They're amazing talents. So glad that we can have one of our own players, or one of our own from Hickory, on the team and doing so well. I mean, he started, so that's great. The other thing too, I think that I noticed was the refs let them play, which was really cool. Um, they did, however, it seemed like every time somebody kicked the ball towards John or he touched it, he was called for offsides. Which I was sitting on the home side, I guess for like an LR football game. I was sitting on the home side, and I remember quite a few times we were looking right down where the ref was, and he was like 3 yards onside. So the offside calls were kind of getting annoying, but all in all, the refs let him play, which I was glad to see. They did. I can't remember if there was a yellow card at all. There might have been maybe two, if that, but I don't remember specifically any yellow cards being called. So it was cool to see the refs letting the boys play. That was cool. Um, so as well as the game went, winning 6-1 was great. Being a statement win, I think, for even though it was a friendly, like I said, and it didn't count towards the season, it was cool to see. Um, I'm sorry, as good as that was, the thing that kind of threw me off was the atmosphere. It didn't seem like the crowd was really into it, and that's surprising to me because I would have thought. I mean, the season last year ended in July, so we're what 10 months removed from almost a year without football here. So I would have thought like the atmosphere would have been electric, and I know I'm a United fan, as you can probably see. Let me get my finger pointing right there. So I'm used to watching a lot of Premier League, a lot of Champions League. Where they're in all over Europe, Italy, Spain, wherever. So I'm used to seeing fans go nuts, and I don't know if that's kind of like hindering my or it's making my expectations really high, and like that's what I want to see. But it just felt like when they scored, there wasn't like a whole bunch of excitement at the beginning of the game. At the beginning of the game, when they were being introduced, it didn't seem like there was a whole lot of excitement. And I remember saying to my buddy Will, like, "Man, this is kind of weird." So I'm hoping that as the season goes on, maybe I don't know, maybe the rain or the threat of the rain held people or kept people from coming to the game. Um, yeah, I don't know what it was, but the atmosphere just didn't seem to be there, which I'm hoping changes as the season progresses and hopefully the team keeps winning. Um, the next match that's coming up is this Saturday, and it is in Charlotte against the Charlottetown Hops at the Ortho Carolina Sports Complex. And this game to me is important because I don't know if you're new, if you don't remember from last year. So Charlotte came up here and beat us 4-2 at home, and I mean that's okay losing 4-2, but they had garbage attitudes, especially towards the fans. So I mean, App I know is a rivalry game, but I think this Charlotte game is a huge rivalry game too, or it maybe will prove to be a rivalry game. Just the attitudes of the players weren't great, and so I'd love nothing more than for Hickory to go down there and destroy them. It would be great. I'd love to see it. And in fact, I hope I'm able to go this Saturday to see it because I'm telling you again, the quality that we picked up this year is amazing. I don't know. I know that's probably a cliche and a corny word to use, and I probably used it too much during this, but I don't know how else to say it. If you watched last year, and the team was really good last year, but if you watch the difference in last year and this game in particular, because that's all we can go off of. If you watch the difference, we are so much faster. It's wild to see, and it made me stand back and open my eyes, thinking, man, we've got a squad here. We've got some absolute ballers. So it's exciting, and I hope that Hickory can go to Charlotte this week and absolutely, I don't know, destroy, I guess is the right word, destroy them. So we're coming for you, Charlotte. Hope you're ready. So I think, with I think that's all I've got for this this episode. Kind of short and sweet. I thought I had a lot to talk about, and I did have a lot to talk about, really. Um, but let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if there's something you want to talk about in particular, somebody you want to talk about. What I hope going forward is that we can talk to some of the owners, we can talk to some of the staff, some of the guys from Emerge Ortho to talk about maybe what rehab and conditioning and so forth is like. Maybe other fans. I want to talk to other fans like myself. See how you're enjoying it, seeing if it exceeds expectations, seeing if how you feel about HFC. I also want to maybe talk to the 28601 group. I joined the group. I would encourage you to do so as well. Great group of people. Uh, so hopefully we can talk to them. And then obviously we want to talk to players. We want to see what their experience is like in Hickory, see what their experience is like on the team. If they, if again, I think the expectation thing, like when you're coming in somewhere, you're just, and I don't know these guys, like maybe they're just coming in, hey, I'll play for a summer and then I'll go back to school or whatever. So I don't know if the level of competition is what they expect, or if they expect to come in and win everything, or whatever it may be. I'm interested in seeing, getting their take on how it is playing for Hickory FC. And that's all I've got. Please do subscribe and comment. Let me know how it is. Let me know what you want to talk about. Thanks for watching Up the Trees.